need you to look around you right now. Look at your home. Look at your car. Look at your phone. Look at what's in your closet. Look at what's in your fridge. Now I want you to ask yourself one uncomfortable question. Are the things you own building your future or quietly funding someone else's? Because here's what nobody tells the middle class. It's not your income keeping you stuck. It's not the economy. It's not bad luck. It's your spending. Specifically, it's 15 categories of spending that feel completely normal, completely justified, completely deserved, but are the exact reason most middle-class people will retire middle class. Or worse. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what those 15 things are. And I promise you, at least 5 of them are things you bought this month. Before we get into the list, I want to be clear about something. This is not about shaming you. This is not about telling you that you can't enjoy your life. This is about showing you the invisible trap. Because the middle class trap is not dramatic. It doesn't look like disaster. It looks like a nice car. It looks like a big house. It looks like new clothes and weekend brunches and a gym membership and a subscription box. It looks like a normal, comfortable, respectable life. And that's exactly what makes it so dangerous. Because while it looks like success from the outside, the math inside tells a completely different story. Every item on this list has one thing in common. It takes money out of your life, money that could be building wealth, and converts it into something that depreciates, disappears, or delivers zero financial return. The wealthy buy assets. The middle class buys the appearance of wealth. And the difference between those two choices, repeated over 20 or 30 years, is the difference between retiring rich and retiring dependent. Here are the 15 things. Thing number 1, new cars. Let's start with the biggest one, the one that costs the middle class more money than almost anything else, new cars. The average new car in America now costs over $48,000. Let that sit for a second. $48,000. And most people don't pay cash. They finance it, which means they're paying $500, $600, $700 a month for 5 or 6 years on a machine that loses 20% of its value the moment they drive it off the lot. That's not a purchase. That's a wealth destruction event disguised as a reward. Here's what makes it worse. The wealthy don't do this. Studies consistently show that the majority of millionaires drive used cars, not because they can't afford new ones, because they understand that a car is not an asset. It is a liability. It goes down in value every single day. It costs you in insurance, maintenance, depreciation, and financing every single month. A $48,000 new car, financed at 7% interest over 6 years, costs you nearly $60,000 total. And at the end of those 6 years, that car is worth maybe $18,000. You paid $60,000 for something worth $18,000. That $42,000 difference, invested instead at 8% over 20 years, over $195,000. You are not buying a car. You are choosing your financial future. Thing number 2, too much house. The second wealth killer of the middle class. Buying more house than they need. Here's the thing the real estate industry doesn't tell you. Your house is not an investment. Not in the way most people think. Yes, it may appreciate over time, but here's what it definitely does in the meantime. It costs you property taxes every year. It costs you maintenance, which financial experts estimate at 1% to 2% of the home's value annually. It costs you insurance. It costs you utilities that scale with the size of the house. And most devastatingly, it costs you opportunity cost. Every extra dollar tied up in a house you don't need is a dollar that isn't growing in the market. The middle class buys the biggest house they can qualify for. Future wealthy people buy the house they need and invest the difference. $150,000 difference in home price invested over 25 years at 8%, over $1 million. You are not choosing a house. You are choosing your retirement. Thing number 3, brand new furniture. Nobody talks about this one, but it's costing the middle class thousands of dollars every few years. Brand new furniture. The furniture industry is one of the most brilliantly marketed traps in existence. They release new styles every season. They make last year's couch look outdated. They offer 0% financing, which means you'll pay for a couch for the next 24 months. The average American household spends over $1,000 a year on furniture and home furnishings. Over 10 years, that's $10,000. Invested instead at 8%, nearly $15,000. From furniture. The wealthy furnish their homes once, with quality pieces, and keep them for decades. The middle class refurnishes every time something new comes out. One is building wealth. The other is funding furniture companies.
Thing number 4, luxury brand everything. This one is personal, because the middle class doesn't just buy luxury brands occasionally, they buy them to signal something, to signal that they've made it, that they belong, that they're not struggling. The $500 handbag, the $300 sneakers, the $200 sunglasses, the designer belt, the luxury watch bought on a payment plan. Here's the brutal truth. Truly wealthy people, the ones with real, lasting, generational wealth, are not the ones spending $500 on handbags. They are the ones who understand that a luxury label on a product doesn't make you wealthy. It makes you look wealthy while becoming less wealthy. Every $500 spent on a status symbol is $500 that didn't go to work for you. $500 invested monthly for 20 years at 8%, over $294,000. You are not buying a handbag. You are spending your future.
Thing number 5, timeshares. If you have a timeshare, I am so sorry. And if someone is trying to sell you one right now, run. Timeshares are one of the greatest financial traps ever invented for the middle class. Here's how they work. You pay $20,000 to $40,000 upfront for the right to vacation at a specific property for 1 week per year. Then you pay annual maintenance fees, typically $1,000 to $3,000 per year, forever. And if you try to sell it, timeshares have almost zero resale value. There are literally websites where people give timeshares away for free and still can't find buyers. You own something you can't sell that costs you every year that you could replace with a hotel booking for a fraction of the price. The timeshare industry generates $10 billion a year, almost entirely from the middle class. Cancel it if you can. Never buy one if you haven't. Thing number 6, lottery tickets. The middle class spends an average of $412 per year on lottery tickets. I know, it's just $1 here and there, but $412 a year, invested at 8% over 30 years, over $50,000. The lottery is a tax on people who don't understand math. The odds of winning a major jackpot are roughly 1 in 292 million. You are more likely to be struck by lightning while being bitten by a shark. And yet, the lottery is disproportionately purchased by lower and middle income households, by people who see it as the only realistic path to wealth. It is not a path to wealth. It is a path to giving your money to the government while dreaming about a life you could actually build. If you invested those same dollars instead, stop buying lottery tickets. Start buying index funds. One is a fantasy. The other is math. Thing number 7, extended warranties. Every time you buy something, a TV, a laptop, a washing machine, a phone, the salesperson asks the same question. Would you like the extended warranty? And the middle class says yes. Every single time. Because it feels safe. Because it feels responsible. Here's what the retailers know that you don't. Extended warranties are almost never used. Most products don't break within the warranty period. Most products that do break aren't worth the cost of repair anyway. Extended warranties are pure profit for retailers, often generating 50 to 80 cents of profit for every dollar spent. The average household spends hundreds of dollars per year on extended warranties they never use. Self-insure instead. Take that extended warranty money every time you say no and put it in a dedicated appliance repair savings fund. You will come out ahead every single time.
Thing number 8, daily coffee and food habits. I know, you've heard this one before. Stop buying lattes. And yes, people mocked that advice for years. But let me show you the actual math, and you tell me if it's worth mocking. $7 coffee every weekday. That's $35 a week. $1,820 a year. Over 20 years, invested at 8%, $91,000. From coffee. Add lunch out 3 times a week at $15 each. That's another $2,340 a year. Together, coffee and lunch, $4,160 a year. Invested over 20 years at 8%, over $205,000. I'm not saying never have coffee. I'm not saying pack your lunch every single day. I'm saying be intentional. Because the middle class isn't just buying coffee. They're buying $200,000 worth of coffee. And they don't even know it. Thing number 9, upgrading phones every year. The new iPhone comes out, and the middle class upgrades every single year. The average new smartphone costs $900 to $2,200. Most people trade in their previous phone, which has been deliberately slowed down by software updates to feel outdated, for a new one. The upgrade cycle costs the average person $300 to $600 per year in net cost after trade-in. Over 10 years, invested at 8%, $5,000 to $10,000. From phone upgrades. Your 2-year-old phone works perfectly fine. The camera is nearly identical. The speed difference is negligible for everyday use. The only reason you feel like you need a new one is because a $1 trillion company spent billions of dollars in marketing to make you feel that way. Don't upgrade until your phone stops working. Period. Thing number 10, gym memberships and fitness gear they don't use. The gym industry's business model is built on one thing: your guilt. They know you won't show up. They count on it. The average unused gym membership costs $50 a month. That's $600 a year for a gym you drive past on the way to the drive-thru. And then there's the home fitness equipment. The treadmill that became a clothes hanger. The Peloton that's been gathering dust since February. The weights that have never been lifted. The average American household has spent over $500 on fitness equipment they don't use. If you use your gym membership, keep it. If you haven't been in 60 days, cancel it today. Not Monday. Today. Your fitness goals do not require a subscription. Your neighborhood has sidewalks. YouTube has free workouts. The only thing a gym membership guarantees is a monthly charge. Thing number 11, eating out constantly. The middle class eats out more than any other income group, as a percentage of their income. The average middle class household spends $3,000 to $5,000 per year eating at restaurants and ordering delivery. And with the rise of DoorDash and Uber Eats, that number has exploded. A $25 meal on DoorDash costs $40 by the time you add delivery fees, service fees, and a tip. $40. For food you could make at home for $6. That $34 difference, just on one meal, seems small. But the middle class orders delivery 3 or 4 times a week. That's $400 to $500 a month. $5,000 a year. Invested over 25 years at 8%, nearly $400,000. You are not ordering food. You are ordering away your retirement. Thing 12, vacations on credit
Vacations are important. Rest is important. I am not telling you to never travel, but the middle class has a specific and very destructive vacation habit. They put vacations on credit cards, and they pay for them with interest for the next 6 to 18 months. The vacation ends, the debt doesn't. You're paying for a trip you already came home from while you're trying to save for the next one. And the interest on that vacation debt? Typically 20 to 25%. You didn't take a $3,000 vacation. You took a $3,600 vacation. And then you did it again next year. Save for vacations in advance. Put the money in a high-yield savings account starting 12 months before your trip. Travel when it's paid for, not before. Thing number 13. Buying boats, ATVs, and toys. The middle class loves what financial experts call toys. Boats, ATVs, jet skis, RVs, motorcycles bought on impulse. These feel like rewards. They feel like enjoying life. And they come with an invisible second price tag that most people never calculate. Storage fees, maintenance costs, insurance, fuel, registration. A $25,000 boat doesn't cost $25,000. It costs $25,000 plus $3,000 to $5,000 per year to own. And it sits in storage 48 weeks out of the year. If you can't pay cash, you can't afford it. If you're not going to use it at least 20 times a year, you don't need to own it. Rent it when you want it. Invest the rest. Thing 14. Private school for status, not substance. This one will be controversial, but it needs to be said. A significant portion of the middle class is sending their children to private school, not because the private school is dramatically superior, but because of how it looks, because it signals success, because it signals that they've made it. The average private K-12 school costs $12,000 to $15,000 per year per child. Over 13 years of schooling, that's $156,000 to $195,000 per child. Per child! But if you're choosing private school primarily because of the name, the perception, or what it says about you as a parent, you are spending 6 figures on an appearance. $156,000 invested instead at 8% over 18 years, over $600,000. The most important investment in your child's education is not the school's name. It's the time you spend with them. Thing number 15. Keeping up with the Joneses. And here it is. The root of almost every item on this list. Keeping up with the Joneses. Buying things not because you need them, not because they genuinely improve your life, but because someone else has them, and you feel the pressure. Your neighbor got a new car. Your coworker went on a luxury vacation. Your friend remodeled their kitchen. Your cousin posted photos from an expensive restaurant. And something inside you shifts. You feel behind. You feel like you need to match it, to prove something. Here's the secret nobody tells you about the Joneses. The Joneses are broke. Statistically, your neighbor with the new car is financing it at 8% interest. Your coworker who took the luxury vacation put it on a credit card. Your friend who remodeled their kitchen took out a home equity loan. They are not wealthy. They are performing wealth. They are spending money they don't have to impress people who don't care. And if you're spending to keep up with them, you are performing too. The truly wealthy are not performing. They are not in the competition. They don't have new cars in every driveway and luxury vacations on Instagram. They have brokerage accounts and paid off homes and quietly growing investments. They won the game by refusing to play the performance. Stop keeping up with the Joneses. The Joneses are not where you want to end up. Now, let me show you what all of this actually adds up to. Let's be conservative. Let's say you reduce spending on just 5 of these 15 categories. Just 5. And let's say you save a modest $500 a month from those reductions. $500 a month, invested at 8% annual return over 30 years, $745,000 from cutting 5 spending habits. That is not a get-rich-quick scheme. That is not crypto. That is not luck. That is math. $500 a month of redirected spending, money you're already earning, already spending, turned into $745,000. Now, imagine if you addressed all 15. Imagine if you freed up $1,000 a month, $1,500 a month. The numbers become life-changing. The middle class is not stuck because of income. The middle class is stuck because of spending. And spending is the one thing entirely within your control. Here is exactly what to do this week. Step 1, go through this list. Identify your top 3. The 3 categories where you are spending the most money on things that are giving you zero financial return. Write them down. Step 2, for each one, calculate the real cost, not just the monthly cost, the 20-year cost. Use a compound interest calculator. Put in the monthly amount. Put in 8% return. Put in 20 years. Look at that number. That is what your habit is actually costing you. Step 3, make one change this week. Not all 15. 1. Cancel one subscription. Cook at home one more day per week. Decide not to upgrade your phone this year. One change. Because one change, done consistently, compounds just like money does. I want to leave you with this. The middle class is not a bad place to be, but it is a trap if you let it be. The trap is not your income. The trap is the belief that you deserve to spend like you're wealthy before you've built wealth. The trap is spending to look successful instead of spending to become successful. The trap is buying the appearance of wealth, while the truly wealthy buy assets. Every single person on this list, the new car, the big house, the luxury brands, the timeshares, the lottery tickets, they all believed they deserved. They worked hard, they earned it, and they spent it. And 30 years later, they're still middle class, still working, still wondering why it never got easier. It never got easier because the money that should have been compounding was being spent month after month, year after year, on things that felt like rewards, but functioned like anchors. You don't have to live like that. You already have the income to build wealth. You just have to stop spending it on things that keep you exactly where you are. If this video made you uncomfortable, good. Uncomfortable is where change lives. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe, because every single week, I am here to show you exactly where your money is going and exactly how to take it back. I'll see you in the next one.